The Fantasy Footballer Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in. Monday, September 15th, the Fantasy Footballers, Mike, the Fantasy Hitman, Jason Moore, Andy Holloway. Welcome into the show. Week 2 nearly complete, although we do have a double header tonight.
Week two got me good, guys.
Week 2 reality check?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
soaring with the Eagles. And then
there were a lot of...
And now we're just walking on the ground with the snails.
There were a lot of, pendulum swings.
Yeah.
In week 2, which is, I kind of posted something this morning. It's like, this is data gathering time, and we don't want to accept it. We would like to draw conclusions. I can tell you I would love to victory lap things. Probably have. Probably shouldn't.
Some things you can.
Well, one thing.
One thing.
One thing in particular. Can we get...
Yeah.
Tyquan Thornton, baby!
You get some music?
Well, actually, I thought I was going to get the lights. I was looking for it all. But, no, I can victory lap that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he scored a touchdown.
It's not really that impressive, though, when you know.
No, I'm going to be fair. I need to apologize publicly. I said 42-yard touchdown, and it was 49.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was 49, and that is my bad.
You should be embarrassed.
Yeah. Dummy.
See, you guys, you entrapped me right into a victory celebration. But really, we're gathering data. I mean, a lot of the best tools of the Foot Clan, the Ultimate Dashboard, all of the things that we have, they don't even go live until 3 or 4 weeks worth of data. We're learning about defenses. We're learning. I mean, Derrick Henry was the best player in football in week 1, and then in week 2 he was shut down. Josh Allen scored 48, 50 points. Week 2 he scored like 11. Jalen Hurts scored 3 points in a victory.
Yeah, all the week 1 wide receiver busts like Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown were like, oh no, we're actually really good at football, and then there's A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what the most frightening stat was one I read this morning?
I know what the most frightening stat is for me, which is the Eagles are 2-0. Like
that is very, very frightening.
And without a passing touchdown, if I am not mistaken.
Jalen Hurts,
right?
You ready for this? Shout out to Mike Renner, pointing out what we've seen. Jalen Hurts has 2 completions of 10-plus air yards in 2 games.
2 victories. That's the big problem.
That would be tied with Tyrod Taylor, who played
a half of football.
The fourth quarter
just the fourth?
of the Jets game, and they're 2-0. That should put the fear within because their defense is that good.
And their running game is that good.
Yeah, and their quarterback can run, and their quarterback can sneak, and the tush-push is getting a full-on very angry reaction this weekend for good reason because
because all the false starts that aren't called?
Because of all the uncalled false starts.
As I think the biggest supporter of the tush push of saying don't ban a play because you can't stop it. I mean, Philadelphia, take it easy, man. I'm trying to support you, and you're just over here like, we'll just do it every play now, and we will false start all the time and get away with it. Like, I'm trying to be supportive, and you're making me look the fool.
I like that they do it every play, but you still got to have it be a legal play. I mean, Philly fans can't watch that and be like, oh, yeah, that was not a false start.
The guards are allowed to move early.
Yeah. It's like way early. And the center's super over the ball.
That play will not – it will be gone. It will 100% be gone next year.
Yeah,
enjoy it while you have it.
This will be Exhibit A.
It will at least be gone in that form.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we'll still have sneaks and stuff, and he may be just as successful doing that. He is a
it's not like Tom Brady wasn't a 90% quarterback sneak player. You can still have plays.
Daniel Jones ain't getting his tush pushed.
Oh, I'm so
He's
angry at Daniel
just a
Jones.
man getting it done.
So angry at him. I'm so proud of him. Like, he's playing such good football. But stop taking my Jonathan Taylor touchdowns.
Jason was beside himself.
It's 3 vulture touchdowns in 2 weeks.
Taylor had an okay day.
Oh, he was awesome.
Independent of that. But, yeah, this is the time to gather data, take a breath, and, realize that the reality for a lot of these players is not week 1. It's not week 2. It's somewhere in between. And we're learning which offenses, offensive systems, offensive coordinators, head coaches, defenses have it together or don't. We're learning a lot of that. We've seen really nasty stuff from Brian Thomas for 2 weeks.
I was going to bring up Brian Thomas because I don't know what's going on with me this year. Perhaps it's the age is catching up with me.
Okay, all right.
But I am going old school football, guys. I am just evaluating people on how tough or soft they are. This will now be my analysis.
Okay. You're that guy.
Yeah, like either you're tough. You're the dog. You got it.
Oh, yeah. You have been dog-centric this year.
Or meow and get out of my life.
Oh, so are you giving Brian Thomas Jr. the meow?
He's on notice.
Okay.
He is on notice. You can't. 1 in a game? Okay. It happens,
you don't want to get hit one time.
It happens to the best of us. 2?
When you're talking 1, you're saying 1 being afraid to go across the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, he caused an interception by alligator arming 1 ball. And did it again later in the game. Also had a brutal 4th down drop. Like, you could definitely lay most of that game at his feet with how close it was. Now, Mike, Anthony Richardson needing to play off after getting tired. Would that be in the that's in the meow?
Guys, come on. That's don't give me layups right now.
Yeah.
I'm prepared for hard questions.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll go to you for all toughness analysis
because that's what I am. I'm tough.
Yeah.
So I will be judging you, football player, on how tough you are.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a lot.
I would do it.
We have a lot to react to. Yeah, you would totally.
Oh, I would do 1 play and I would perish.
We have a lot to react to this week, and we have studs and duds on the show. NFL news to catch you up on. Huge injury news and implications. Unfortunately, Jason, after week 1, was like, "Oh, there haven't been any injuries," and then. Yeah, we're going to have some season-long implications after what happened this weekend. And, of course, we react to the weekend in the most sophisticated way possible, like true dogs.
Yes, this is a real doggy segment. Let me sip my
dogs
tea.
Can be sophisticated.
And we got your reactions to the week. Monday Punday arrives again for week 2. Starting with the good, Jason.
Well, there's Rome Oboomze.
Oh, he was good.
James cooked.
Ooh la la, St. Brown.
Amen-Ra St. Brown.
We're allowing this to happen?
I
Booty
think so.
scooting, Bayshall toot.
Not bad. Kenneth Runner.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, how about Kraft Yak and Cheese?
He is the king of the yak. We got Pook Nukem.
And Juwin Johnson. Mike, nice call.
My dude, Cam Scatterboom.
It was nice to see.
Oh, it was.
We did have some bad, and there wouldn't be a bad without getting him back in here.
AJ Frown. People were going to run out of AJ Brown puns.
There were also lots of puns about this guy, but I liked the reality here. Starvin Harrison Jr.
This one's a little too soon. Toe Burrow.
How about Justin Completions Fields?
That's another big pendulum swing.
Yep.
Cortland nothing.
JJ McFarty.
Or Chase Brown Pants.
Yeah.
Wait, for Brown Pants is back?
Yeah, Chase gets it this time.
Okay.
Xavier Regret.
That dude sucks. That dude sucks.
One more, Jason.
And Lion Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you guys remember?
19 targets, 5 catches through 2 weeks for Brian Thomas Jr.
Incredible.
You love the targets. That's great.
Yeah.
19 targets through 2 weeks. What a great first-round pick.
The process we will scream into the night.
Do you guys remember where Xavier Legette was drafted?
In the first round. Yeah.
Pick 32.
Yeah.
Do you remember who was picked 33?
Is that Ladd?
That's my little lad McConkey.
Yeah.
Whoopsie doozles.
Sometimes even the professionals get enamored by size and athleticism.
Yeah. Actually, Keon Coleman was 33. Ladd was 34.
33?
Yeah.
In the first round? How did that work?
I didn't.
Keon Coleman was
Keon
a second
Coleman
round
was
pick.
a second-round pick.
Oh, Keon.
Oh,
Yes.
you thought I was saying
No, I thought you were
Xavier
saying yes.
Regret.
Regret. Okay. Well, so then that's 2 strikes.
Thank you for submitting your puns on X at the FF Ballers, on Instagram at Fantasy Footballers. And if you're ever like, oh, that segment, that's kind of bad. These are the best ones. These are the best ones you submitted.
And this is up to you.
This is up to you.
If you think it's bad, you
do better.
Yeah, get involved.
All right, let's talk news.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Well, Joe Burrow suffered a grade 3 turf toe injury. It will require surgery.
Man.
Is big.
The public line right now on Joe Burrow is that he's expected to miss 3 months. Our injury expert, everything I've read from injury experts on a surgically repaired turf toe injury is there are 0 players that have returned the same season so far. And only 20 of 25 ever came back to play. I mean, he'll come back to play.
Yeah,
he'll absolutely come back to play. It's just like this is not a – we're naming it – it's called turf toe. But to be clear, it is a violent tearing of ligaments and tendons in your foot. And so there is no way to play on that. But Joe Burrow, another season, another injury, after a great preseason and training camp where we're like, oh, he's the best he's ever been. Mm-hmm. And you watch these games and you know they just aren't investing in the offensive line to the degree to protect him. He is under fire. I was going to come in here today, and my one of my top things was going to be like, can Joe Burrow actually be a fantasy superstar with an offensive line like this? And the answer is now definitively no.
Yeah, the 3-month line that they keep saying is to give them hopes of the playoffs, like if Joe Burrow can come back and
abandon all hope.
Right. Yeah.
Who enter.
But the truth is you're not going to win enough games to be playoff bound without Joe Burrow. So I can't fathom them rushing him back or making him come back at the end of this year. So for our, purposes, I think you just have to look at Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, with this being considered a season-ending injury, and he's gone, not coming back.
At Minnesota, at Denver, against Detroit, at Green Bay. 3 out of the next 4 on the road. All 4. I mean, you want to line up the 4 tougher defenses in the league, you're pretty much doing it there. Minnesota, Denver, Detroit, Green Bay. Jake Browning will take over. And Jake Browning is not incompetent.
No. He's definitely not. And it's not – Chase is not totally removed from your fantasy football lineup. He's not –
had a monster week.
He's not the number 1 overall pick type of ceiling anymore. And it will be Jake Browning. Like the team is going to turn to him. We're not going to get some cool trade here for the
Kirk Cousins of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, I don't even think that. I mean, there's so many salary cap things for that to even happen. I'm saying like the Jameis calls for Jameis. It's like
sure,
they're going to go to Jake Browning. That's what it will be.
So T. Higgins
as a reminder,
it's going to be a major impact for him because Jake Browning did hyper focus on Chase after the injury. Chase had an unbelievable day, 16 targets, 14 catches, a touchdown. But if you look historically at his games without Joe Burrow, he's got a couple good ones, about 6 or 7 real duds.
He's still Jamar Chase that can make things happen, but it's brutal. And I mean, Chase Brown as well, just the entire offense. Like the Chase Brown being a my guy, this is a really bad position.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, Chase Brown is going to be in big trouble.
Yes.
He could be. Back in 2023, we saw 7 games started from Jake Browning, and he was actually pretty good during that stretch. Quarterback 18, quarterback 4, quarterback 4, quarterback 8, quarterback 21, quarterback 8, quarterback 9. The majority of his weeks were top 10. He was on pace for 4,500 yards. He's more experienced now. So this is not I think this is a quality backup. He's a backup. He's not going to do what Joe Burrow could do. He's not going to go out there and
be able to throw. Did they give him a different offensive line?
Oh, man. That offensive line is
they won, by the way.
We have seen I mean, congratulations on your
Jake Browning,
insane 2-0 start.
Jake Browning threw 3 interceptions after coming in for Joe Burrow and won.
And they were losing.
Right. They were down 7
They were losing when
Jake
Jake Browning came in.
Take a bow, Brian Thomas. Take a bow, Trevor Lawrence. Take a bow, Shane Waldron.
Yeah. Oh man.
That was a pretty, in my opinion, a very good almost upset. I think
technically I didn't cover.
Yeah, you didn't.
Somehow, some way that did not cover.
But also, you watch the game and you go, the Jags were the better team.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks of picking against Cincinnati, and
the other team being better.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Justin Fields, evaluated for a concussion on Sunday, didn't play in the fourth quarter. Also, barely played in the first 3.
Yeah, it was a brutal outing for all members of the New York Jets.
Why did I do what I say not to do?
Yep.
Why did I
believe in Justin Fields?
Why did I believe that perform? I mean, by the way, I'll happily apologize to everybody. We picked 3 Jets this week.
Yeah. Sharts of the week.
I think maybe the Steelers' defense is way worse than we ever thought.
I think that is the takeaway.
We thought the Jets were good against a good defense in week 1. What we didn't know is they were good against a bad defense in week 1. And Buffalo got run all over in week 1, and they look like a great defense in week 2. And we bought into the dumbest, stupidest team ever.
Well, it's just it's so bizarre. Of like, okay, Derrick Henry and the Ravens run all over the Buffalo Bills. And you're like, and then the Browns. I mean, it's just Derrick Henry had what, like 20 yards? I mean, football is crazy. But also, I do think that the Steelers could be trending to a team that we
must start against.
We target our running backs against the Steelers.
So Justin Fields had a terrible game and then got hurt and will be in concussion protocol. Aaron Jones left with a hamstring injury. We don't know the severity, but that could put Jordan Mason squarely in the start for a while category.
It does. Unfortunately, we have to pay attention to what's going on with their offensive line. Like, they already had an injury to left tackle. They lost their center to a concussion he has a concussion history. And you saw it.
Ryan Kelly?
Yes. Yeah. You saw it last night not that J.J. McCarthy played outstanding. He looked like a young, inexperienced player. Yeah. Yes. He made a couple really, really good throws. Jay, you were talking about his throwing motion, and there is something really long about it. It looks like he's like, it's everything you got when he's bombing the ball downfield. It's not a flick. It's a wind up, charge up the power,
as soon
and let
as
it go.
He knows, like, I'm going to throw to that guy. It's like, okay, 1,000, go.
Yeah. But anyway, but on top of that, the line was in such danger. So Mason will get tons of volume, and then they get down to the 1 and do stupid. Oh my gosh, that was so frustrating.
Yeah, that game was not a good game.
The Vikings were on the 1, first and goal. You have Jordan Mason, the power back, in there, and then they do some trick play. It fails. Then they get a false start and just nothing. Ugh.
We did get formal. I think we mentioned it already, but Eckler formally out with the Achilles. Day-to-day for Jaden Daniels, who got an MRI on his knee. That's not something you want to hear from a running Commanders quarterback in Season 2.
To follow up with it, the Commanders are signing veteran running back Chase Edmonds.
Practice squad.
Oh, is that it?
Practice
squad.
He'll... Yeah.
Okay. If Chris Rodriguez is going to get called up, actually play.
Yeah, we do have 2 games tonight, the doubleheader. Christian Kirk is officially out. Brock Bowers is expected to play. And there's a lot of points left on the board tonight. Baker and Ibuka and Evans and Bucky and Bowers and lots of big names. Herbert.
Yeah, I was going to say you didn't even name the Chargers yet, which...
Yeah, I shouldn't have started naming because there's like a lot of players from 2 games, but then I just kept going. So those games are tonight. That was News and Notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. We'll take a break. We'll jump into the studs. All right. There were some really impressive performances. We'll talk about them first.
This week's Fantasy Stud Muffins, presented by Lowe's.
Who are you laughing about, Mike?
Both of the top 2, really.
You talk about Jared Goff?
Jared Goff. This was... Okay, so... Jared! Week 2. Week 2 says, let's calm down about the Lions offense. And I did not see a world where Jared Goff was going to go 330 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. And
we're in a game where Gibbs and Monty both had a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, they were just up so much, and to me it was like, I think the Lions are trying to prove a point right now of like, yeah, be You saw week 1 that we threw that away. You should be terrified of our team. They did not pull the throttle at all, which that's Dan Campbell's MO, of course. But
and the Bears onside kicking down 600 points definitely makes you want to keep stepping on the gas.
The biggest chuckle is number 2 here, who goes from looking like a quarterback that I was strongly saying on this show, like, you cannot play him in week 2. This dude was so horrifically bad. We have our prize pick segment where I took the less on his 200 and something yards, which he essentially doubled. For
Are you talking about league leader in passing yards on the season, Russell Wilson? With the most 618 passing yards ahead of every other NFL quarterback, Russell Wilson.
So,
love that guy.
It was an incredible day for Russ and the Giants, and I mean, not the end of the game, of course. They end up losing with a spectacular Brandon Aubrey saving the Cowboys. Where I felt even more confident, being against Russ Wilson, was the second half of that Cowboys-Eagles game, where the Cowboys defense really stepped up against the Philadelphia Eagles. The first half was tough. You're like, okay, maybe they got some jitters out. Or perhaps the Cowboys defense is just going to be horrifically bad.
Yeah, 450-3, in case you're wondering what the line was for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, that is another indication of, like, maybe the Eagles' offense. We saw between their Super Bowl years when they didn't, they lost their offensive coordinator after the first Super Bowl. Their next man up was really bad, and the Eagles' offense struggled for a year. They changed. They brought in Kellen Moore. They had a great offense again. Now, they lost Kellen Moore, and this new offense that they're running, and they're 2-0, and they're fine, and they can run the ball for days. It is scary, and you're talking about the second half against Dallas. They really struggled to move the ball, and you thought maybe that was Dallas. Maybe that was the Eagles.
Yeah, it's possible.
There's just no need.
Their defense is unbelievable.
We've seen this with Kansas City for 2 years. You can have a passing game that isn't, explosive.
Yeah, they could if they went into a game saying, I would like to not throw the ball once this game and find a way to win, I would put their odds at 51% chance that they could succeed.
Well, we know Lamar Jackson's good. He threw 4 touchdowns, but we were very happy to see both Bo Nix and Drake May have bounce-back performances for fantasy purposes. Drake May, 230-2 with a rushing touchdown. It was awesome. I want to ask you about this guy, 23 for 34, 316-1. Now, both games have been at home.
Sure.
But Daniel Jones, another rushing touchdown. They have not punted once in 2 games. That's the first time ever in the Super Bowl era that a team has done that in back-to-back games to start the season.
He looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is handling things really well. He's handling the blitz. He's processing. He is making good decisions.
His accuracy.
And he goes to all levels of the field. My favorite thing watching him through these first 2 weeks is that you watch the really easy screen game, the short stuff, the intermediate, but then he'll take these bomb shots. He's not afraid to go, hey, Alec Pierce, go run 60 yards, and I'm going to air it out. And for fantasy purposes, you need those explosive plays to have really good production, and he's got them locked and loaded. I think, between Josh Downs, Pittman, Tyler Warren, who's definitely awesome and got that dog, and then Jonathan Taylor, this looks like a good offense. I was really excited to see after week 1 against the Dolphins, how are they a little bit more for real here? And this was a great defense they played. The Broncos are among the best defensive cores, so I loved to see that. And coming up, you've got the Tennessee Titans, their first road game, but it's not a scary defense.
Are we buying in?
I'm bought in. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask. Fantasy football wise,
I mean, I don't. When I say I'm bought in,
I'm more in than I would be dismissing it.
When I say I'm bought in, what I mean is I am fine with the pieces, and I'm fine streaming Daniel Jones. Like, Jonathan Taylor is obviously awesome and going to be started. I think in most matchups, Michael Pittman is going to be really, really really good. I benched him this week personally. I talked about that with Patrick Surtain, and it went more Josh Downs. But I do think that the weapons can be like Anthony Richardson.
Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Kyler Murray rest of the season locked into your quarterback spot?
Oh, man. probably still
Turn it off.
Kyler.
Turn it
yeah,
off.
that's enough.
Turn off the
That's
show?
enough of this
Turn
show.
off the show. Turn off the lights. That was
Well, I mean, I think we'd all pick him over Justin Fields right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams or him?
Daniel Jones for sure.
Drake May?
I
mean, it feels like that's fair, too.
That's fair.
Papa Josh said, answer the
I
question,
did.
you cowards.
I did.
Yeah,
I
we
said
did.
I would take Kyler.
Yeah.
Kyler, though, the tough thing about that is Kyler sucks.
Yeah, and
That is that's a good point.
these questions are they're so
2-0, baby.
it's
2-0
so
Cardinals.
it's so black or white with the decision, and yet fantasy football is just gray.
The real answer is you're going to be bouncing around to these guys.
Correct.
I mean, I'll be looking at Daniel Jones. I'll tell you this. I'll be looking at him. I mean, I have Justin
Sure.
Fields. I'm going to look at Daniel Jones. I might play matchups between Kyler and Daniel Jones if I
Sure.
happen to grab him. Mahomes, he has been running wild, 7 for 66. That's the good. The bad, not sure he has any wide receivers. Really not sure he has any. Obviously, Tyquan Thornton is a dog. By the way, if you watch the end of that game,
Oh man,
with about 3 minutes left, I'm running out of time, and Tyquan Thornton breaks into the open as the defenders run into each other. Tyquan Thornton has 30 yards of separation, between, and Patrick Mahomes sees him because he's Mahomes, and he misses Tyquan Thornton on the easiest bomb touchdown of his life, and I'm devastated. I'm like, that was
his chance.
I was like, I got to tweet about that because that's going to be the only shot I get, and then somehow came back to him. But no, right now it looks like, I mean, Hollywood's whatever, Juju's whatever.
It's worth noting that they are expecting Xavier Worthy to play in week 3.
They need him bad,
Yeah,
and they
do.
need Rashee Rice bad. So, right now they're 0-2. So Mahomes, he does have a league-leading 13 scrambles for 123 yards because he's had to. And there you go. So
they can't lose to the Giants, can they?
Oh, yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. The Giants should have won this week, man. Brian Dable is he's not doing well. That is a stressed-out man.
Yeah.
That is a man who has dealt with this for years.
Oh, it's Sunday night. Oh my god.
Casey at the Giants in New York.
Somehow
I'm
a
gonna
Giants
call it-
game is a must-watch.
Right now,
Yes.
that game is going to be an ugly, unfun, unwatchable game.
I think you're probably right about that.
But that's what'll make that one fun.
Running backs, by the way, the top 5 scorers already said Goff, Wilson, May, Lamar, and Daniel Jones. Top 5 running backs this week. Johnny Taylor, Jason getting greedy. He got the number 1 performance of the
Not
week.
enough.
But could have had more. And
Actually,
then
just enough.
Jason won by like 0.1.
Yeah. Oh, it was so scary at the end of those games.
Because you were like, you're playing against Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is getting tush push after tush push.
Yeah, but we're at the point where like 0.1, like a tush push is
Right.
going to kill me.
So you hung on to victory. James Cook was the second highest performer of the week. James Cook is giving the middle finger to everybody that thought he couldn't score touchdowns at the same rate as last year.
One of the better runs you will see.
He's the running back 1 through 2 weeks. Oh, my gosh, that run from
Yes.
James Cook.
I mean, like a triple jump cut, 40. I don't remember
He
how
should
long
have been
it was.
stopped for a 1-yard loss.
Mm-hmm.
Then he should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage. Then he should have been stopped at about a 2-yard gain. He broke all of those and then ran for whatever it was, like a 50-yard touchdown.
Achane, Javonte, and Christian McCaffrey, they round out the top 5. McCaffrey still just about 20 points, even with the Mac Jones start, where now the 49ers have won back-to-back games to start the year on the road with 2 different quarterbacks, no George Kittle, and McCaffrey currently healthy and looking it.
We'll say, so Mac Jones, it looked brutal to start. He, by the second half, looked competent, and
279 and 3.
He ends up as one of the better fantasy quarterbacks, surprisingly, and then he'll play Arizona and Jacksonville for the next 2 matchups. So I wouldn't be overly concerned about
CMC.
McCaffrey.
Devon Achane, 10 targets, 8 for 92. Wasn't great on the ground again, but catches
Stepped
so many
out of bounds.
passes.
Should have had another monster one.
Javonte Williams, 18 for 97 and a touchdown.
The running back 2
And
so
6
far.
targets.
The Javonte stuff is incredible. He looked much better in week 2. Now the Dallas Cowboys did just lose. It was their center. So there, like a report just came out that their center will miss 6 to 8 weeks. So
Yikes.
with a high ankle sprain. So that will be interesting to monitor to see how that affects Javonte's resurgence.
I have a Ramondre Stevenson smirk on my face.
Yeah, dude.
11 for 54 on the ground, and then 5 for 88 through the air, including a fingertip
awesome
stride catch. He was...
You know who that looked like on that catch?
Travion Henderson?
Yeah.
It was a really amazing performance by Ramondre, and to contrast it, I mean, Travion barely saw the field, and they said he picked up 3 holding penalties.
He had 3 holding calls, so it...
The mistakes for rookies, Travion Henderson with the holding calls, Caleb Johnson on the don't know the rules.
What did he do? Dude,
he never touched the ball.
He didn't do anything.
He never touched the
can't blame him. This should be in the next segment, but Caleb Johnson, shout out to my man. Woof. You want to talk about giving a game away? He is the kick returner, which is his only job. and he's
might want to dial in those rules if that's your job.
The ball goes it takes a wicked bounce.
Yep.
And goes over his shoulder, so he doesn't catch it. He misses that.
Starts walking off the field,
and then he turns around, watches the ball. I think he thought maybe it was going through the back of the end zone.
If it hits the end zone, it's just automatically
or he didn't know the rules.
Touchback.
But instead, he just walks off the field, leaving the other team to go grab the ball in the end zone. Touchdown, immediate touch. I mean, that is like you're going to see a healthy scratch. You know what I mean? Like you got to punish a player who doesn't know the rules of the job he's doing as a rookie.
The only other player more embarrassing this week was that left tackle for the Giants. Did you see? I mean, he had four penalties on the first drive. 2 false starts, personal fouls. It was unbelievable. Part of Brian Daboll's stress. Bijan. Oh. Yes, that's right. Bijan.
Yeah, we are so back.
Bijan.
Wait, we're back to Bijan?
Yeah.
Not Bijan?
Not Bijan.
But he said his name is Bijan.
Yeah,
no, he didn't.
He did, and
he said his grandma and his mama calls him that. And then last night on the air, I noticed Collinsworth and oh gosh, why can't I remember his name? The other announcer.
Well, now
Mike Tirico.
Oh. Yeah,
Mike Tirico.
Kyle.
Thank you. They were all game long. They're calling him Bijan, and I'm going, all right, that's going to be enough for me. And then all of a sudden they talk about it on the air and they say, well, we sat down with Bijan. And we talked to Bijan. What does he want to be called? He said he wants to be called Bijan.
Then what was all this Bijan stuff?
Yeah, come on.
He said that he doesn't like Bijan.
Why didn't you say that when you were saying it?
This is, All
right,
we're back to Bijan. But 22 for 143 and looked insane. I mean, just out of this world.
So we wondered
against Minnesota.
After that first week, it looked like the carries might be split. They were using Bijan as more of a pass catcher against Tampa Bay because and that was clearly game plan. That was we're playing against a tough run line, Vita Vea there. This game, they come out and they just hand the ball to him the entire beginning of the first drive until penalties got in his way.
Hey, Mike, I'll give you a moment here.
Yeah! We're back, baby!
Another pendulum swing here. Week 1, Kenneth Walker looked like the worst running back in football.
Yeah.
Week 2,
who looks like the worst now?
Pittsburgh does.
They look like a bad. But I'm saying
13 for 105 and a touchdown, and Charbonnet was the inverse of week 1. He was terrible. He had more snaps and touches.
Yeah,
or same touches.
I think unfortunately for now, it will just end up still being the timeshare of this what Walker was last week of like they kept giving him touches even though he was the one who was inefficient and really hurting the offense. Charbonnet was the one hurting the offense this time, but they still kept giving him the ball, putting him out there. So probably still a timeshare, but Kenneth Walker truly is he's the one who has the juice.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 for 94 and 1 in a blowout victory. Could have been a lot more. Saquon, 22 for 88 and 1. Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba just backdoored his way in here.
I mean, another receiving touchdown for Chuba.
Receiving touchdown.
Is that 2 in a row?
Mm-hmm. Yep. At the end of the game, he was 10 for 38. Like it was not going to be a good day. And then during that Carolina attempted comeback, which Arizona
attempted to let them.
Arizona really wanted Carolina to win the game. If you didn't watch the end of it, it was ridiculous. But
it was 27-3. And then they went into a permanent prevent defense. Like I'm not drawing any conclusions from pass catching from about the third quarter on for Carolina because it was like Bryce Young had a good day because it was just the Cardinals played 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. They didn't want to let anything get by them. They abandon everything that made them have success in the beginning of the game. I hate that.
It's so wild. You're like,
that's not a dog mentality.
No, it is not. That is
That's a meow defense.
And you're like, hey, our defense, we're destroying them.
They have 3 points.
You know what we should do? Let's change everything.
It's not like they were trying to give up deep stuff in the beginning of the game.
Correct.
Just play the game. And then they give up an onside kick. And then Carolina gets 3 penalties, and they have a chance to beat them.
Ridiculous.
Outrageous. Outrageous.
We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats.
What?
You don't know that drop? That's an old
Let me hear that
college
again. I
football
didn't
coach.
hear that.
Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats.
We don't need no meow.
We don't need no cats.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
That guy, years ago, whenever I heard that, I was like, that guy's crazy. But you know what? He's on to something.
Oh, Mike he's really. Have you gotten the chair set up on the lawn yet, or
Well, yeah.
on the front porch?
Yeah, I got to make sure that no one
Got
touches
the
my
IPA
lawn.
in your hand?
Yes.
Get off my lawn. We don't need no cats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm walking up and down the street. I'm like, hey, turn that music down.
Oh, are you going to join HOA?
Oh, bro, I'm already
He's gonna be the
I'm
president.
handing out leaflets. Someone needs to take over and clean this mess up.
Oh,
Clean this
man.
place up. This is amazing. This new trend. I love it. Mike has really turned over
I'm
a
gonna
new
dye
leaf.
my beard gray.
Oh, or just
I got to get some more authority.
just wait a little while. Wide receivers scores this week. Amon-Ra St. Brown dropped
Goodness.
34 against me. That was cool. 3 touchdowns, goal line touchdowns. He is real good at football. Malik Neighbors, Jamar Chase, Rome
Oh man.
Odunze.
Yeah,
I think that was the biggest takeaway of the week. Is it appears that it's early, and obviously DJ Moore is still involved. He's great, but there was a big question coming into the season as to who is going to be the number one between those two guys.
Maybe for you.
Sure, for me there was. I know you were clearly on the Odunze side. Sometimes you don't want to overreact, but sometimes it's about how quick you can correctly react. It took one play of the season to know that Xavier Legette is a turd and not good at football.
Oh, man.
Rome Odunze, it took me too long, which is 2 games, but he is absolutely the one for that team.
Devontae Adams, 13 targets. Nice to see. 6 for 106. This was the one game we saw the least of this weekend because the NFL decided to give us 9 morning games.
NFL.
Stop it!
Or no, wait. Is that right? Yeah,
Yes.
9.
Yeah.
9 morning games, and we have 8 televisions.
We have 8 TVs for the games. NFL. How is that not enough?
Yeah, that's. I mean, we had the middle game on Red Zone, so we saw all the Red Zone of that game. But we had to pick one, and Puka and Devontae got it done.
And the 3-game afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's not as it's very un-NFL. I don't get it's not as
Did you say
compelling.
un-NFL?
Un-NFL.
Oh,
You said NFL.
Did I?
You did.
Which
I
is
just
awesome.
that's cool.
Hey,
Very NFL.
I got my message across.
Troy Franklin, Jason, go ahead.
Hey, baby. Yeah. Oh, man.
You
It
heard
is
Jason
so fun.
sing that 8 times for 89 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, man. It's so fun singing that every time he catches the ball, which was more than all the other pass catchers there. If you look at the targets between, like,
Cortland Sutton was the biggest disappointment of the week.
Cortland
Yeah.
Sutton also had more targets that are not on the official sheet because they just having penalties kept happening. But Cortland Sutton was a big bummer.
And then George Pickens, 5 for 68 and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 9 for 112. And the Dallas offense got it going with those guys. George Pickens, league leader in penalty yards gained.
dude, every deep shot, it's like NFL defenders just go, I can tackle him before the ball gets here. I don't understand why they don't give him chances at those deep shots. But the nice thing is they threw some regular routes to him, and he did very well.
Tucker Kraft, we saw it on Thursday, number 1 scorer of the week at tight end. Number 2 is an interesting conversation, though, because Zach Ertz, yet again, 8 targets, 6 for 64. Yeah. No more Austin Eckler in this offense. Terry McLaurin has not got it going. And, you know, Zach Ertz through 2 weeks looks like a very integral part yet again.
I think he's difficult.
He's probably he's probably a top 5 tight end.
He was tight end number 9 in week 1 with over 10 points. I mean, he has scored in both weeks.
He's on pace for 110 targets. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know where I am on with the Zach Ertz stuff because I mean, like his touchdown.
Oh, I know where you are.
Well,
denial.
Well, Zach Ertz is Washington going to be getting throttled every single week because his touchdown was pretty garbagey too, of like near the end of the game.
There are a lot of people that drafted Evan Ingram, and Evan Ingram does not look like a thing.
Yeah, you could move over to Ertz from that.
Zach Ertz is the tight end 2 so far through 2 weeks.
Juwan Johnson,
yes.
he had 2 of the ugliest.
The tight end 3 through 2 weeks.
2 of the ugliest drops you've ever seen, and then one of the most beastly touchdown catches ever. Juwan Johnson, 5 for 49 and a touchdown on 9 targets.
Yeah, that's the thing to track for Juwan Johnson is the 9 targets and 20 targets through 2 games. That's leading the entire position. It wasn't just week 1. Week 2 was also, we're using Juwan like a wide receiver. So it's very, very encouraging for those of us that paid up to get him off of the waiver wire.
I completely agree. He looks like in this offense and what they're doing, like Spencer Rattler was very competent.
Yeah.
He was 25 for 34 attempts in that offense. So it means
Kellen
a lot.
Moore's teams play fast.
And they play from behind.
Yeah.
If you're that team. So we'll take a break and we'll jump into the duds.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Look, Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are not? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. They also invented the Flex Play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app today and use code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Foot Clan draft day is on the way. You got your rankings, you got those sleepers, you got your can't miss picks, but you know what? You need sometimes a backup because, well, even the best fantasy football team in the world doesn't go according to plan. Sometimes those starters, they don't show up. Wouldn't it be great if you could have the same peace of mind everywhere else? With Progressive, you get more than just a policy. You get a playbook full of coverage options you can count on for your home and for your auto. Want to customize your protection? No problem. You can build your coverage just like your fantasy team, making sure that you have the right players in every position and a backup when you need it most. And when life throws an audible like a fumble in the driveway or a hailstorm at home, Progressive is there with 24/7 support. Don't get caught without a great backup. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Well, if you want to stay in a good mood, you can, I guess, turn off the podcast.
Pooped in his big boy pants.
Or you can stick around and we'll talk about some of the disappointing performances and whether we think any of them matter or are going to last or are just blips on the radar, like Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, who had 2 of the worst fantasy days of any quarterbacks this week, and they're just, that happens.
The thing is about Josh Allen, you watch Josh Allen and you watch Lamar Jackson, and both of their teams were up big. And in one case, they're basically saying, hey, we don't need you anymore, Josh Allen. Let's run the ball, and then let's take you off the field. And in the other case, they're like, "Hey, Lamar, just go be insane. Just go keep throwing unbelievable passes every time." I mean, he's so good.
He didn't get his MVP last time, so we got to make sure.
I mean, it matters because I expect these teams to be up quite a bit, and so I would like the one that's going to keep pouring it on.
All right, so J.J. McCarthy, 11 for 21, 6 sacks taken, 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles, I think. It was as disastrous of a – it was basically like if week 1, the first half had just completed that way. You would have felt this way. So you've got the 4 halves of football. 1 of them have been good, and 3 of them have been atrocious.
It was really one quarter. I mean, 7/8 of his play has been bad, and then he had an incredible quarter. However, we know he can't do that. And going into, next week, they're at home against Cincinnati. So it feels like a matchup that you can try to go back out there again.
Would
you do it?
No, I wouldn't do it because you don't need to. That's where I was. Like, everybody wanted to start JJ. I saw so many start-sit questions where they wanted
I wanted to start him.
Like, there was, it was like Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, JJ. Okay, JJ's a lock is what I'm hearing. I'm like, no, JJ should not be a lock because you should give it some time, and you didn't draft him in a position where he has to be your starter. Let's let it breathe a little bit. It was exciting. It's fun. He's like offensive player of the week and had a dynamic into that game, but it was also a Bears collapsing defense, and it was let's just breathe a little bit. Let's see how he plays.
Well, they also
I'd rather play Daniel Jones. I'd rather play Kyler.
They never got anything. Like Mason didn't get going, so which I think is like Mason has to have success for JJ McCarthy to have success.
Yeah, Al, do you care if I share that?
No, go for it.
I mean, he said Al had the same excitement. He rushed, he said, into starting JJ, and it ends up going into his lineup over Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I was right there with you, man. That's part of the I didn't see Jared Goff doing that. It seemed like they would just take their win.
Kyler 220-1 had 7 for 32 on the ground. He was okay.
He had one of the worst interceptions, just a boneheaded play.
Now that was you might have thought that was Jason saying that. That was actually a soundbite that we got, and we play it every week.
Yeah,
that Kyler plays football.
Yeah, that's where we are now.
Michael Penix Jr. didn't do much. I mean, he 135 yards. If you want to talk about a situation I would be worried about, it is Atlanta's passing game because they might not need it. They have a pass rush. They have a defense that played well in week 1, played really well in week 2. Michael Penix Jr., like we had this little 3-game trend at the end of the season. A lot of the puns that weren't even good enough for the show had to do with Drake London. And Michael Penix Jr., Drake London combination through 2 weeks, like it leaves a lot to be desired when you have Bijan running that way and the defense playing this way. 21 attempts for 135 yards in a win, bunch of field goal kicks. It's a little concerning.
I'm not. I don't think it's. I mean, in week 1 he was very good, threw for almost 300 yards. This was a real defensive slugfest. I don't expect that to be the norm for them.
Well, Drake London, he did have the 15 targets in week 1, but
Drake London had a bad game. A couple of drops, a fumble.
3 for 49. His yards per catch in week 1 was just 6.9. I mean, defensive slugfest or not, I guess I'd be a little concerned. I could never see a game where Kirk Cousins threw for 135 passing yards in this offense. That was not going to happen. But this rookie's getting managed, is my point.
Sure.
So I actually do draw a conclusion from that one. Running backs, Derrick Henry, 11 for 23, was invisible.
It happens.
Chase Brown, maybe a bit of a red alert here, probably looking more like an RB2 at best without Joe Burrow as the head of the offense.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair thing to say. We'll see how Browning, if he checks it down. Like that's what we need.
Yeah.
We need Chase Brown to have more than 3 targets.
I failed you here. Breece Hall, 10 for 29. I mean, I don't know why I didn't just stay hating certain players.
Fields and Breece.
I mean, it's not like I've liked those guys before. Why did I like them? What delusion, what potion did I drink?
Yeah, well, I mean, in week 1, Breece did look the part. He really was explosive, and honestly, there was a run or two in this game where he still looked pretty quick. The Buffalo defense really shut down Justin Fields. The Jets didn't look good. Coming up, though, it's another tough run defense against Tampa Bay. The utilization for Breece Hall was good, though. I mean, he had 60% of the snaps. He had even more percentage of the workload. So I'm not going to just write Breece Hall completely off because of one bad game.
Somebody understandably frustrated with the triple Jets picks from last week. Completely get it. We don't get it all right. But my favorite comment of all the comments was, we did it because we wanted some extra social media clicks by picking the Jets. And I just want to put it out there. We do not receive those. We do not receive extra social media clicks for picking players that we hate.
Well.
Yeah. Zach Charbonnet, 15 for 10. Is that good?
Ah, yeah.
-7.
Got him.
-2. -1. -1. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2.
Can't wait for that to just 100 flip every single week.
That's the problem. And you said that about Justin Fields. Even when I picked him last week, you're like, yeah, he could just go back to Justin Fields next week. And he did. and Zach Charbonnet and Walker completely flipped.
Yeah, I mean the way that Charbonnet plays, this is why on Price Picks, my prediction was that he would have less than 12.5 as his longest rushing attempt. He had less than 12.5 in the game.
And I'm going to go out there, since we mentioned it a couple times. We are listening to you, and we are going to make the Friday segment even more fun. Like, Wheel of Shame is a guaranteed always returning to Friday. Just so you know. And we'll probably do some other stuff.
No, I'm going to spin the wheel 5 times. For Russell Wilson.
Or at least twice, because it's double the yardage.
Double.
Let's talk about a major problem. And his name is Isaiah Pacheco. He was 5 for 25 in week 1. He was 10 for 22 in week 2. Yes, it was the Chargers. Yes, it was Philadelphia.
Well, next week's the Giants front.
Okay. And then it's the Baltimore front. So
hey, but Jacksonville's in between there, but then it's Detroit.
So are we 2 weeks in, are we panicking about a not top 40 running back?
He was, I mean, I brought it up after last week. He's unstartable. I mean, Pacheco, he doesn't concern me that much because I mean, I wasn't starting him already. I don't think anybody should have been relying on Pacheco after the week 1. And where you drafted him, hopefully you didn't need to.
I think it's really disappointing based off of all the look, coach speak, things happen, but all the word out of training camp was Isaiah Pacheco is the one, and he looks far closer to pre-injury form than. And I'm not saying he doesn't look good when if he has space or anything, but he's in a full timeshare and he is not producing. I would be putting him on the bench.
I see a missing name on this list that I have to bring up. R.J. Harvey. I mean, R.J. Harvey was 5 carries for 8 yards. We have back-to-back top 15 performances from J.K. Dobbins. We see Tyler Bidet on the field. You had the breakaway run in week 1 for Harvey, but he's got 11 touches in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we're like on the Travion Henderson plan here.
Yeah, they are rookies. They are highly drafted rookies, so you need to hold on. But this is not moving away from them, but let them sit on the bench and work their way into the actual rotation.
Yeah, not there yet.
No.
So
it will happen, but you got to have patience.
Jordan Mason did not deliver the week that I think Mike was hoping for.
It was right there.
9 for 30.
Kevin.
Yeah. Well, he'll be the starter for a while.
Yeah.
And we saw the Bill performance on Thursday. It was non-existent.
And hilariously, I don't think Aaron Jones had a catch.
No.
So hey, we'll go with Aaron Jones because he can catch the ball.
That offense was just
but Jordan Mason caught the ball a couple times.
Yeah, it's funny. Sam Darnold put up 5 touchdowns against Atlanta last year. Remember that game? Jordan Addison had 3 of them.
Yeah,
put up like 9 million yards. By the way,
that feels like a whoopsie right now.
Fun Kyron Williams story. He was not that bad. He was 17 for 66. But there was the point of the game where we were expecting his routine touchdown.
Mm-hmm. The Rams were doing weird stuff at the goal line too.
It happened, and Al Borland, who's got Kyron Williams over there. You put the hand up and you were cheering.
Yep.
And we saw the name.
I cashed my bet.
We saw the name Corum on the back of the jersey.
Then I didn't cash my
bet. Do you care about that? Corum getting a token goal line carry there?
A little bit. I would say so.
Surprised you?
Kyron and Corum split carries a little bit more. Going into the season, they talked about, hey, we might share the workload a little bit. And I said, I expect it to happen. I'm not that concerned.
Still 19 opportunities.
Exactly. I think this is going to be the norm, and I'm not that concerned. Kyron still, if you compare him to other running backs, was way better. But the one thing I didn't expect to happen is to have Kyron taken off on the goal line.
I'm not a huge fan of that Duds graphic back behind you, Jason.
No? Is it because of how ugly you are?
Yeah, that's not a great graphic.
Remember when you didn't have a tooth?
I remember when he didn't have a tooth.
That's accurate.
The
hairline
photograph.
The hairline is not accurate yet.
That's Jason's hair.
I wish.
Do you want that thick, luscious locks?
Wide receivers, we got to talk about it. A.J. Brown, 5 for 27. And then Devontae Smith got banged up. I mean, we were hoping that no Goddard meant great things for A.J. Brown. I don't know if there's a little bit of a disinterested feel to what I saw from A.J. Brown. Now, he had 8 targets, but there was a little bit of maybe these guys are getting taken out of the game by the game plan, And maybe we're getting a little bit discontent out there on the outside.
I mean,
two weeks in, what's your posture right now with A.J. Brown? Like, the name is powerful enough to where you could absolutely trade A.J. Brown despite the 2 bad games.
Yeah.
There would be tons of buyers out there. It's just a matter of whether or not.
I would not sell him cheap for pennies on the dollar by any means. This is sometimes we overthink it, right? A.J. Brown is still a great wide receiver, and he's on a great team with a great quarterback. So good fantasy production will happen this season. But we're also seeing a team where right now Jalen Hurts is 29th in total passing yards through 2 weeks, and they're 2-0. They don't have to do much. And that is, if I could trade A.J. Brown for preseason
Would you trade it for
value,
Brian Thomas Jr.?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that the total passing yards, total passing attempts, opportunities are much better for Brian Thomas.
It's been a bad 2 weeks for Brian Thomas Jr., 4 for 49 in the mistakes in this week. The targets have been there. Travis Hunter got a little banged up in the game, was just 3 for 22, 6 targets. There was a lot of Diami Brown. There was a lot of Parker Washington. There was some Brenton Strange. There was some Travis Etienne. There was some Bayshal Tootin. There was moving the ball all over the place. So that is something to watch. I mean, Travis Hunter, he either is a thing, and you drafted him. He played 100% of snaps, by the way, 100%.
Wow.
He either is a thing that could take away a little bit from Brian Thomas in the future. Now, the targets, I think the passer rating for Trevor Lawrence is 18 when targeting Brian Thomas Jr. His passer rating targeting everybody else is much better. It's just been a bad connection so far. We talked about Drake London.
You said that you were concerned about Brian Thomas before this game because of Travis Hunter and the fact that the actual targets might not go his way. Where would you be on that A.J. Brown versus Brian Thomas?
I would do it for the same reasons that you said, which is that your targets are king. Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be a squeaky wheel. He's younger. He was so explosive, and I feel like A.J. Brown has to take advantage of fewer opportunities in less time. So, yeah, I would rather have Brian Thomas Jr.
I feel like in a lot of leagues, that would be cathartic to both managers. Just like every league that has A.J. Brown and Brian Thomas. Yeah, just like, this guy's giving me 2 bad performances. Yeah, I need a fresh start. Just like,
would you rather have Drake London than both those guys?
Yes.
I think so, too. We had DJ Moore just 5 for 46. We had Keon Coleman just 3 for 26.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
That was also very few passing yards and need to pass for Buffalo. I would, if it's a buy low chance, if you believe in Keon like I do, I would actually go after him.
Yeah, I mean, we said going into this week, like, if the Bills are up big, they're going to run the ball. They're going to take the foot off the passing accelerator. And so week 1 against Baltimore when they were down, Keon Coleman had a great game. And it showed to me that Keon Coleman stepped up and he is good, but it won't always be like week 1 because they just don't need it to be.
Hollywood Brown, hugely disappointing. Same with Juju. 5 for 30 for Hollywood in a game where they needed him, and they couldn't get it done. Garrett Wilson, he went as the Jets went, 4 for 50. And so, yeah.
Yep. You need more.
Cortland Sutton just 1 for 6. He was behind Troy Franklin in this one, target percentage-wise. Through 2 weeks, he still is behind Troy Franklin, who is leading the way on that team in target percentage. Yes, that is true.
Woo, baby!
You guys remember when I told you there's no way I'm making Marvin Harrison Jr. my guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I finally got to that point. I wanted to believe all the offseason hype.
You had him on your board for most of the offseason.
Well, look, he published some pictures.
Oh, is it a little purring action?
Look, Marvin Harrison.
It's weak, Marv. It's weak.
He's Meowvin Harrison Jr.?
Yes, thank you.
2 for 27.
Goodness gracious.
I wasn't willing to get all in on Marvin Harrison because I needed to see it in a real game. I'm tired of the offseason discussion. I'm tired of the weightlifting pictures. I want to see a player that looks, 10% as good as Malik Neighbors. This is not there are Jags all over the place at wide receiver that make a big catch, right? How many times has Mac Hollins made a phenomenal catch?
And we're not.
Yeah, Mac Hollins caught a touchdown. Look, Marv, I'm sorry. The truth is Marv is good, not great. That is exactly what he's been through his entire career so far. He doesn't regularly win and have huge separation. Yes, he comes down with an over-the-shoulder catch from Kyler from time to time. It is, they gave him a goal. I like the goal line attempt. It was a terrible pass and a terrible play doing the back shoulder fade. But guess what? Larry would have caught it. I'm sorry. And I'm wearing the Cardinal on the hat. I'm going to be as critical as I'm going to be realistic with Marvin, and he is not a fantasy football superstar right now.
They were, the commentary during the game, they're like talking about Kyler and Marv, and like, Marv, does he ever ask, does he ever, the squeaky, was he asking for the ball? He's like, oh, no, that's not part of his, not part of his temperament. You're like, they're saying it like it's a good thing.
I hated
it's
when
a terrible
they said
thing.
That. I hated it.
It's a terrible thing.
No, he never asks for the ball. He never demands the ball.
Be selfish.
Dude.
Not polite. We don't want a polite wide receiver.
No, every good
what, you
wide
hold
receiver,
the door open?
you got to have a little bit
get
of
in there first.
diva in you, just a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't got to
Take a
be
penalty.
Antonio Brown, but come on, man.
Yeah, take a penalty. Hit him in the face.
I wish he had the cat in him. He's got a little kitten. Kitten Harrison Jr.
All right, that was pretty hard. But yeah, 2 for 27 says it all. This is a game that the Cardinals won, and we're up 27-3, and it was in no part due to Marvin Harrison. Michael Wilson had the dog.
Yeah.
Michael Wilson got it done.
Did.
Trey McBride's got the dog.
Oh, Trey.
Stop holding the door. Let it hit somebody.
Trey McBride's got the wolf, man.
Ricky Pearsall, 4 for 56.
That one was a bummer, especially when you see Juwan Jennings, who was
Jennings.
like, there was no way I was playing Juwan after the injury. I was okay with Pearsall, and that was backwards.
You saw a balancing in Indianapolis. You saw Josh Downs get more involved. Michael Pittman just 4 for 40 in this game. And so, look, that's part of the weekly process. You got to let things settle out. Wide receivers in general.
And Pat Surtain.
Outside of, top-tier guys who even top-tier guys, they're inconsistent at times. We might be ready to move off of Stephon Diggs. I don't know. He was 4 for 32. Kayshon Boutte seems like a better play.
He only had one target, Boutte did, but thankfully that target was in the end zone and was a touchdown and was an awesome, difficult catch. I'm really wanting some clarity on the Patriots' receiving core. It was a great game for the Patriots, but didn't go as expected. I'm hopeful that Boutte retains that wide receiver 1 role going forward.
How'd you feel about Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy? Tillman caught a deflected pass touchdown, but he was 2 for 20, I think.
So I actually felt when I look at how that worked with the 4 receiving targets, Jeudy, Tillman, Njoku, and Fannin, it was wonderful to see Joe Flacco throw the ball basically 50 times. I mean, you know he's going to go out there and throw the ball so much, but it was against a very difficult defense, and Flacco could not move. When he had to run, man, it looked like Andy out there trying to pick up the first down with his legs.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, you look like an NFL athlete.
Well, let me
Joe Flacco.
Let me lay it out for you, okay? The good, 90 passing attempts in 2 games from Joe Flacco. The bad, Joe Flacco's got 2 total touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he's taken some sacks. And there's, I don't know. He's not everything, right? Like, he's okay.
Yeah, he's not good enough to where you have to start him in bad matchups. But not him. Obviously, you're not going to start Joe Flacco because he doesn't move. But his weapons, I think, in decent matchups, you're fine starting them. Now, next week, Green Bay Packers, who I think might have the best defense in the league, yeah, that's where, okay, I'm not going to trust that Flacco is able to get the ball downfield accurately with pressure in his face.
And you're not going to be able to trust Cam Ward to do that with Calvin Ridley, I think. Calvin Ridley, another dud game. 3 for 57. Okay, whatever. But let's look at this. We didn't get to mention Epic Iomanner, who we should have in the studs because he did catch a touchdown pass and was heavily involved again. But through 2 weeks, fantasy points per game, Iomanner ahead of Ridley. Target percentage, Ridley's at 23%, Iomanner's at 21%. By the way, Iomanner, 100% of snaps this week. Targets per game, 7 and 6.5. Receiving yards per game, 42 and 34. It's close enough to where one guy is sitting on waivers in 95% of leagues. The other guy was drafted.
Yeah, Iomanner, I think, is the wide receiver you want going forward, especially, the longer that the season goes, the more that the young guy will get better. I am very skeptical of what we've seen from Cam Ward through 2 weeks. Obviously, week 1, very difficult defense. This game, a very difficult defense. So Indianapolis is coming to town. We'll learn more next week. But his highlight, Cam Ward's highlight, was a
awesome pass.
Was a cautionary tale. It was You know who we've seen make really cool plays like that?
Russell Wilson.
Will Levis.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like a Will Levis play where it was awesome.
It was
he ran around.
Who should not be named in Tennessee,
If
please.
you didn't see the play, he had pressure come in the pocket. He weirdly runs towards the pressure but escapes awesomely, runs to the right side of the field. He's scrambling and then throws such a difficult throw.
It was
across
like a
his body,
40-yard pass?
40 yards in the air, over coverage.
Looks like 80 yards.
And touchdown. Awesome highlight. But it was like
epic.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to throw that ball.
It looked like a 40-yard pass, but how many yards did he actually accumulate from it? Because it was like 10 yards.
It was
or so.
ill-advised and yet worked. So we'll just be happy there. By the way, this is why Zach Ertz's name is coming up because Sam Laporta 3 for 26, Mark Andrews 1 for 2, T.J. Hawkinson
this one's
1 for 12,
yeah.
Evan Ingram 1 for 12, David Njoku 4 for 40 with Harold Fannin involved again. Kyle Pitts dipped back down to 4 for 37. You have reasons to start trying to find an emerging higher target option. The way that all of these drafted tight ends, like Hawkinson.
I would move
4 catches in 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Andrews should not be allowed back in this list rest of year.
Okay, because there's not big boy pants.
You need big boy pants. We are. I have no idea.
He did drop a touchdown.
I have no idea what will be. Oh, he did, and it was. But it's just.
I was like, what?
There's no way I'm playing Mark Andrews. Hawkinson, I would play. I think I'd play Ertz over him while J.J. McCarthy's getting everything figured out. Evan Ingram, yeah. Njoku, I'd still stick with him and Laporta. Then
I am not on Njoku anymore.
No,
I'm not personally. I understand why you want to say that 45 passing attempts, but look, you either have to say that. I mean, what do you think of Harold Fannin?
Harold Fannin is a good player who will be on the field and do exactly what he's doing the first 2 weeks the rest of the season.
So do you have confidence in both of those guys?
Kind of. I think both are startable.
Okay.
Obviously,
that's all right.
If an injury happens to either one, the other becomes, I think, a top 5 tight end every single week. I mean, Fannin had basically the same line as Njoku, right? I don't have it in front of me, but
that's kind of my worry.
5 for 48.
Yeah,
I think maybe the worry is that you won't really get any ceiling there. 2 touchdowns through 2 weeks. If you don't score, are you ever happy? I don't
agree.
know.
It's a floor play where you can start either one of them, but you're not getting 15 points out of either.
The next 2 weeks are tough, but then the schedule does kind of open up for a stretch. So maybe you want to pivot away from the Cleveland guys until then.
All right, that was Studs and Duds presented by Lowe's. Lowe's knows Sundays are for NFL football. Earn your Sunday with Lowe's, official partner of the NFL. It's a great time to remind you tomorrow is a waiver wire show. We have 2 more games tonight. We will be watching those unless you live on the East Coast and then you're too tired and you'll watch one game. But tomorrow's a waiver wire show. It's a great time to remind you the waiver wire tool inside of the Ultimate Dashboard at jointhefoot.com is customized to your league. And we're going to continue adding features to the Ultimate Dashboard, which is a lineup optimization tool with spot starts, waiver wire. You can import and add a bunch of customized teams, and it's a great tool, and you can learn more about that at jointhefoot.com if you would like. So that'll do it for today's episode of the show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following the show, for listening, for submitting some of those puns, and we will talk to you on another episode tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.